One, two, three. This is Apple iPhone Reviewers, and you are here with Steven and David. Dave via Skype. Thank you, Skype. And so these are for people that want to know how much to spend and top 5 apps in each category on what to spend. So beginner is gonna be the first month. Moderate is gonna be the second, obviously second session of 3 months. Intermediate is going to be after a year. So, David, before we even get into apps, what price range are these people looking at? Like 0 to 5 infinity. $0 to infinity dollars on how much they should spend as a beginner. And these are not you have to spend, but how much should people look for? Like should they spend $10 and feel bad about themselves, or?
Well, here's the way I feel. Personally, I'll admit to this. I'm a very cheap person, and if I spend money, even if it's the best freaking game in the world, I'll feel bad about spending that money. And I'm sure a lot of people are like that. So, yeah, I wouldn't really worry about the whole worrying about after you spend it. As long as the game is good, you will most likely feel good about it yourself.
All right, so that's always good. But how much do you personally think a beginner should be, a beginner's limit, like how much did you spend? How much did you spend? No limit. How much do you think you spent as a beginner? So first, I think it was a month.
Sadly, I spent about $55 as a beginner.
And were you happy with yourself? Like, do you think the games you got were good?
I was not happy about myself because I saw the title, it looked good, without even looking at the snapshots, let alone going into app reviews. I bought a $6 game, $5 game, $10 game, whatever. I just kept on buying it. And in most cases, it turned out to be a very bad game. So I, as a beginner, made a lot of mistakes. And I can personally say that I would not go around buying a bunch of apps just because they look good. You definitely want to watch app reviews. I mean, and this is really, if you're a beginner, don't even think about getting any expensive apps. Just worry about $1 apps.
And again, we're not saying app reviewers referring to us. Like, we love you guys. We like your advice. We like your comments. We like your views. But, this is for advice to everyone. Check out multiple app reviewer shows. If you like ours, yeah, subscribe. That's great. That's awesome. But don't be one-minded, make sure you really know the game inside and out. Most of the time, we're going to have 2 videos eventually. And on that one topic, me and David personally. So, that's a good thing on our side. But, yeah, just make sure you know the game. And I'd say the good price range for beginners, like what you should, maybe spend with that first month.
First of all, let me finish off on that.
Alright.
I said what I spent. Now, what I would suggest you spend about, in a period of like 1 month, maybe at the most, if you have the extra money, $10, and that's the most. But that's all I would be able to suggest.
Yeah. The first month, I really didn't spend anything, but the second month, I was kind of like, because I was just like, alright, free this, let's see what they got in the free. And then, when I started adding money, I was like, 99 cents, oh, that must be good, title's good. Oh, look, they have good graphics, alright, good, buy. Spent about, I think it was about, I hate to say it, but about $80. It was bad, like really bad. But yeah, check out the screenshots. Screenshots usually show enough. At least for me, most of the time. But also check out reviews.
It varies between different people.
Hey, if it has 2 reviews, if it's 3.5 stars and it is more than 50 voters, don't get it.
Okay.
And by the way, the first page is almost always by the company.
Yes. What I want to do is I want to walk you through the steps if you're thinking about buying a game. If it's has a substantial amount of money. So first thing, go to the side of the game on the iTunes store and look at the comments and what it's rated. And look through both pages of the comments, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, however many comments there are, and make sure, read what they say. There's bugs, it crashes all the time, fix, controls aren't good.
And usually if you hear a bug, like, oh, there's a couple bugs, sometimes it crashes, don't let that deter you, because it may be cheaper because of that. I've seen it cheaper because of that, and they fix it for free.
For example, Splinter Cell Conviction is $7 in the App Store. It said there was bugs. I didn't have any problems with bugs, and I was fine. And if I had problems with bugs, all I would have had to do was would be write a message to Apple saying there was a bug. I'd like my money back because this game isn't working.
And don't do that to rip off. Hey, guys, do not do that to rip off people who make these games. These are great. Activision example. Don't freaking do that. That's not cool, guys. I mean, just because we tell you how to do that, don't do it. Okay? We had a huge problem with that on our old channel. Don't do it. Okay? Not good.
Yes, and we're telling you how to do this for if you're
legit reasons. Yeah.
If you're not having problems, please just don't try to rip off Apple or the people.
You're not even really ripping off Apple. That's like they get 20% or something, 10. Dude, you're ripping off the people who make the game. Those are the people that are gonna end up updating it for you for free. They can charge for updates, guys. They can charge. I've seen it. And by the way, you don't ever get them. They're rip-offs if they do charge. Most don't. So seriously, be nice.
Okay, so step number 2, once you've seen the snapshots, you've seen the ratings, you've seen the comments.
But if you're hesitary, but if you think everything's perfect, I'd go ahead. But if it's an expensive $10 game, reviews, always do this step that he's about to review.
Next, you're gonna go to YouTube, and you're gonna go to first you want to find out, people like us that, we know what we're talking about, and we have decent video quality and decent audio quality, just enough so you understand the game, which, By
the way, we are working on our video quality, and I think I've gotten a little bit better, but my friend here is actually in Russia, so he's using an old computer. So we are getting better on that, and hopefully we might be able to do, I think we're about to do all HD soon, maybe. So keep watching.
Yeah, and just find sources that you trust, and subscribe to people. And I'm not just saying this to promote us. I'm just saying
subscribe to people you like. That way you get reviews. Let's say, hey,
people that you will trust later on because you will need them.
Let's say, hey, wait. Let's say they do a new review on COD Zombies, and you just so happen to be maybe thinking about that, but not close enough to get it. You go onto YouTube for something totally different, and you say COD Zombies review by your favorite app reviewers. You're like, okay, let's check this out. It's not like searching for it. It's that it's that extra step to getting you that much closer to getting that app that you may love.
I call it the rule of 3. You want to see 3 different perspectives of the game, with different lengths of the video and stuff like that from 3 different app reviewers. And once you've seen that, you should have a pretty good idea on everything in the game.
Now, we don't do this, but I do recommend also seeing...
Listen, I make sure I specialize in that game. Not just know it, but I specialize in the game before I buy it. I don't just sort of know it. I think it's going to be good. I know it's going to be good, or I know it's going to be bad. So I know it inside and out. That's what everyone should learn, teach themselves to do.
Yeah, and I would say make sure we don't do this because, I mean, we're not against it. We love this. Like I said, we may make another playlist for this, but don't stop there. I mean, if it's a $10 game, I'd go ahead and search gameplay. That way it's not just talking. It's just gameplay, you know? David?
Yeah, agreed. I completely agree with Steven. If you still have doubts after like 3 reviews, and usually in the reviews they do show you the gameplay. Some don't.
with
so
talking,
which is why I said
usually.
choose carefully who you pick. But for some people, it doesn't really matter if they show much gameplay or not. But it depends how the speaker talks of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have much to comment, so, I would say just speak.
That's
Whoa!
beginners.
We haven't covered, yeah, sorry about that, guys. Whoa, we went into that subject for a while. Wow. Yeah, I guess check out, our next video for, moderate, and hopefully we can fit in pro, but, yeah, it's a big video for beginners, guys. I mean, make sure you just really...
And it is a big video because,
They should care about this. They should care. Yeah.
We want the beginners to feel very, very strong in coming in to the world of apps because it can screw you over.
Hey, one thing I don't want you guys to do, this is from DS PSP. Don't be like, oh, you may be thinking about buying this and buying an iPod or whatever and watching this. Don't be like, oh, it doesn't have buttons. Oh, I'm not too good with touchscreens. I've used that for a second or two. That's not good enough. If you have not put in a good month, I'm not saying this. It takes a month. It took me a week to get amazing. It took me about a day to get used to it, and it took my friend like a month to get good at it. And he was, used to the DS for so long, but he ended up loving it more. The graphics are better. The games are cheaper. The games are better. Just don't get thrown off. Don't get thrown off, guys. Don't get thrown off.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't let people like Cole Trigiani tell you otherwise.
Just
saying.
I mean, we happen to know a guy named like that. His name is Cole, but he tends to think that the touchscreen is a little too maintenance or whatever, and it can't do games as well. And I had 3 points that convinced him. You want to hear them? Well, here you go. Graphics. Controls end up being better because you can do more with a touchscreen. I mean, you have that screen. You can obviously do more. And you have the accelerometers, which are your D-pad, by the way. And you definitely have the processor. Most of the time, unless you're on a 1G, you have a speaker. And you have better battery life. And you have cheaper games. You have more games. And better games. So... that's the rule of thumb, and be careful. Jailbreak it if you're not convinced. Don't recommend to get illegal apps, but Cydia is legal now in the USA. So, be careful out there, beginners, and check in a month or week or whatever, whenever you think you're ready. Go to our next video. Take care.